So let's look at how we would clone a virtual machine in VMware Workstation. I'm using VMware Workstation 11. Basically what I've done is I've created a Windows 8.1 64-bit master image. I've gone ahead and installed the operating system, installed all the Windows updates, and then run sysprep on it to generalize it so that I can use it to create multiple machines that don't have the specific computer information on them. At this point, I'm ready to clone the machine, and there's a couple different ways to clone. So what I'll do is, with the machine off, I'm going to go ahead and right-click. I'm going to choose Manage, and then Clone. Now, there's a difference between clone and snapshots, and I'll just talk about cloning here. So it brings up the clone wizard, and I say Next. I'm going to clone the current state of the virtual machine and choose Next. Now at this point I can do a linked clone or a full clone. And basically a linked clone, as it says, is a reference to the original virtual machine and requires less disk space. However, it cannot run without access to the original virtual machine. So consequently what it is a copy of the virtual machine that I can run. When running it, it's going to access the original virtual machine and the cloned virtual machine. So consequently, if I do this and something happens to the original, it also is going to affect my clone. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and create a full clone. It's essentially a fully independent copy of my master. So I'll choose Next here. I will give it a name. I'm going to call this Windows 8.1, and I'm going to give it the name that I would in a production environment. So this is going to be DSK 00001, and I'll say Finished, and it's going to go ahead and clone that machine. I'll pause the video while it clones. This really doesn't take long at all. So as you can see, the first step it's going to prepare for the clone operation, and then it'll go ahead and create the full clone. I'll pause it while it continues to prepare. So as you can see, it's done with the preparation portion, and it'll go ahead and create the full clone. Creating the full clone takes no time at all. Once it's done, we'll hit close, and if you notice now, I have this machine. So this machine is going to be given the same settings that I gave the other machine, and I will power it on. So it's going to go ahead and power up my first clone from my master image. And as you can see, it's going ahead and going through the process you would expect it to as a brand new machine. So it's getting the devices ready. You may have seen this if you've ever installed Windows from scratch, as I like to call it, or done a bare metal installation. So it's getting the devices ready and preparing the machine for first time run. Once that completes, it reboots and starts the machine up for the first time. At this point, I'm ready to configure the machine as if it was brand new. I'll accept the license terms and go through the process. I'm going to go ahead and give this a PC name of DSK 0001. 0001, and walk through the process. Alright, so as you can see, my clone was successful. The sysprep was successful. I'll continue this process and bring up the desktop just so you can see that it completed. Once I complete the configuration, it'll go install apps from the App Store. Always like this screen. It's taking care of a few things. Who knows what that is? It then gets our applications ready. And finally starts up our machine. So here is our first clone from VMware up and running. Hope this video was helpful. Take